Have you really planned for no? Have you sat back and thought about, okay, if this person says no, what opportunity is this going to open up for me? As opposed to if this person says no, what is this going to destroy for me?
That's a good way to think about it. Yeah.
What problems is this going to cause me?
Yeah.
When you hear no, just know that it is an opportunity elsewhere that's just waiting for you to step into it.
No, that's a good point. Also, too, man, I say this all the time. Your vibe attracts your tribe.
Yeah. Yeah.
My vibe, my frequency, my vibration does not attract everyone. Some people may think it's too much. I've been called, you know what I'm saying, cocky, or I think I'm all this and that, and it's not that at all. I get on my knees every single morning and every single night and thank God for everything that he's done for me and my family.
Yes.
So I believe in, like Lance said before, in major gratitude. I believe in being grateful and being thankful, but always wanting more.
Yeah.
Always wanting more.
Yeah.
What's the next level? What can we do more for ourselves, for our family, and for others? Because it's not all about me. You know, it's not all about me. It's about giving back the knowledge, the wealth, whatever we can to others as well. But yeah, man, I'm a big believer of my vibe attracts my tribe. With social media. When I get I've seen people, they get upset when people, let's say, defriend them from Facebook.
Yeah.
And they get defriended. For what? I got 150 people in my back page waiting to be my friend.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got millions of people out there that's vibing with you that you don't even know about it because you're not putting yourself out there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. When I see my personal channel, my personal page stays at 5,000. It stays at 5,000 people, right? When it goes down 2 or 3 or 4, cool. Thank God. That's like you coming into my house, taking out the garbage for me.
Yeah.
You done came to my house, wrapped up the garbage, and put it outside in the garbage can.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
Next. Because this person is vibing with me. This person probably saw my video somewhere or somebody told them, hey, man, this is a cool dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is the person I want in my tribe anyway. So don't worry about people hating. If they're not on your same page or encouraging you, you know what I'm saying? People like us.
Yeah.
If you have anything that you try to do positively, and you don't have positive comments from any individual, that's not somebody that you want on your team anyway.
Yeah.
There's no way to work. People like us know what it takes to start a business, to be successful, to purchase a home.
Yes.
Your debt-to-income ratio got to be in whack. You have to sacrifice buying certain things so you can save money. Your credit score needs to be in whack. Your household needs to be in order. Husband and wife need to be on the same page.
Yeah.
It's a lot of stuff that goes into even purchasing a home.
Absolutely.
So you got a friend that's going to hate on you because you bought a house?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. I've seen things like that where people will hate on it or be jealous because someone has succeeded something, not knowing you didn't want to put forth the work to make that happen. You didn't want to sacrifice to make that happen. You know, so you need people like us or people in your circle that's gonna be like, man, congratulations. Keep going. Get that mug renovated or decorate the way you want. Like go. Keep going. Don't just stop and get complacent. Like keep going. You need people like that in your corner.
And that's the power of words.
Yeah.
You know, words are really a frequency, man. So when you speak into someone and you're not saying anything positive, you're really just tearing that person down. And, you know, you have to be resilient, obviously, to understand what's what. But the truth of the matter is words are extremely powerful. Right. I remember as a kid, right, we used to always say this thing when I was young, well, sticks and stones can break my bones, but words will never hurt me. But there can be nothing further from the truth, man. Words can absolutely destroy a person. You know, so you have to assess your circle, right, and make sure the people that are in your circle are speaking positively about you and to you, even when you're not around. You know, and I talk about this all the time.
Man.
So you have to stay. You have to stay in circles with people who speak your names in rooms where you are not invited.
Oh man, that's a major gym drop.
Man, I'm telling you right now, I could speak to that power all day. There are real estate agents I can use, for example, who have been in rooms they are coaches, okay? So they walk in a room and whatever they say is law to other real estate agents.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So they walk in a room and they say, you know what, you need to be using Lance Wilmore as your mortgage broker because nobody else is doing it like him. Nobody else is giving this level of customer service. Nobody else is following up with these clients. Nobody else is helping me get my offers accepted like Lance Wilmore. And I wasn't even in the room. I wasn't even aware this conversation was happening. 24 hours later, my phone starts ringing. Hey, such and such told me about you, said you're the greatest mortgage broker. I need to be working with you. Absolutely. Let's do it.
Because they're not all created equal.
They are not all created
equal.
And
some people think that, I just get along. It's not.
No, not at all.
Not at
all. And so, but that goes back to the power of words. And again, I'm going to say it one more time. You need to keep people in your circle that will speak your name in rooms where you're not invited.
Definitely.
So when you're not invited in those rooms, and then the people who was in that room start to call you, don't even wonder why. Just know that you have the right people in your circle.
Exactly.
Right? So speaking those positive affirmations over yourself and having the people in your circle speak those positive affirmations over you is another thing in itself.
Definitely.
So the company you keep will make all the difference in this business. So there are people who will talk positively about you, but also there are people who will never have anything positive to say.
Right.
But they'll also have anything negative to say either. So you got to watch for those people also.
You do.
The ones who don't have anything to say, low key is hate. It's low key hate. If they don't have anything positive or negative to say and they're in your circle, why are you around?
Man, right? I that's why when people share my stuff on social media or when they vouch for me and I found out from someone give me a call, man, that is just an amazing feeling, man.
Yeah, it is.
It's an amazing feeling. And the more you put yourself out there, you'll start to realize that you got a lot more people that love you than hate you. Now, it's the individuals that don't post consistently and they get a bad comment and don't realize that, well, okay, you got one bad comment, but you got 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 positive comments. Mm-hmm. You let that one comment totally change your mood. Mm. And I had to learn that the hard way with my YouTube channel, but that didn't happen until I consistently was posting.
Yeah.
Consistently.
You
know what I mean?
And that's important, man. That's important to know.
Very.
Consistency is the key. All right. So if you're constantly doing something, just know that you're going to get the positive results as a result of it. You know, and so that always goes back to if you're able to monitor those comments, right? You're seeing everything that's happening on your YouTube channel. You're seeing everything that's happening on your social media channels. You're seeing the comments that people are making. Pay attention to those things and don't let the negative stuff detract from what it is that you're trying to do on a
100%.
regular basis, man.
100%.
That's important. That's
100%, man. 100%. Because I mean, I've seen it lots of times where people will get a negative comment and they'll respond to it back in a negative way, and they MIA. Right. They MIA.
So let's talk about this then, man. So who actually? And I know I got a ton of names I could list. Who kind of motivated you along the way, man? I'm talking about from the days in Chicago when it was young Dan Hunt, or Daniel Hunt, all the way up to where we are now with It's Dan Can. Who motivated you, and how did they motivate you along the way, man?
Man, that's a good question. Growing up in the South Side of Chicago, I'm thankful to have had a solid foundation, a mother and father who. We was in church every Sunday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was fortunate enough to have a father that always went to work. You know what I'm saying? He always went to work. I saw what it looked like for a man to get up and actually go to work to provide for his family.
Yeah.
Then my mother was always praying for me, you know what I'm saying? I mean, people think because a lot of times, you see the Daniel of today, you don't realize that, going to school, I had to go through 3 different gangs just to get to school. BDs, Vice Lords.
Yeah.
Folks was running the school.
Yeah.
When I was first 2 years in school, I had a bunch of friends who was Blackstones, gangs on the east side.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I had to endure these different things just walking to school every single day. So I had to. That was probably the beginning of the journey. I had to, unfortunately, I had to figure out or learn these different handshakes. And these people knew that I was not a part of their gang, but they included me. They included me as, oh, man, that's he cool. He played basketball, the guys, but he cool.
Yeah.
And I learned how to mix and mingle with different groups for basically survival. And then it became to where they just became good friends. They're just products of their environment.
Yeah.
They weren't necessarily all bad people.
Yeah.
But I would say that foundation was very important to me. So I would say my mom and dad first and foremost. Mm-hmm. But as I started to get older, there are a lot of people that there was a lot of different people, of course, that I looked up to, man. I think now as far as my real estate career, there's lots of individuals, just name a few. I look at a lot of stuff like, Josh Altman, the Altman brother, I look at their stuff. Ennis, he does a lot of tours that I look up to. Mm-hmm. Ryan Serhant, I look at a lot of his ideas and implement my own concepts to that. Because in the luxury space that I'm in, I don't see a lot of us doing it in the forefront outside of ignorant TV shows. You know what I'm saying? But in a positive way, in a positive light, I don't see that. So I would take, of course, different things from different realtors that may not look like me and then put my own swag, my own personality into it to where it became, so it's original. But of course, man, Earl Nightingale, Bob Proctor, E.T., we both look, Eric Thomas, we both watch him, as motivation. Like most of my mentors, man, I do have a, private mentor, but most of my mentors don't even know they're my mentors. You know what I'm saying? Myron Golden. Like I watch him religiously, you know what I mean? And I don't even, now I'm at a point to where I wouldn't even reach out to them until I have something to offer or I can pay them well. But I'm at the stage mentally where I've watched them so much, they don't even know they've given me so much free mentoring. You know what I mean? You watch someone constantly over and over and over again. If you take time, we in a day and age, and I'm gonna bring this back to you because I had a question for you. We live in a time where if you literally watch content on YouTube over and over and over again, even if you don't believe it, even if you don't believe you can accomplish it, eventually you're going to start going from, man, that's a bunch of mess. I don't believe that. But if you keep watching, it'll go from, well, maybe I can.
You know what? They might be on to something.
They might be on to something. You know, so they might be on to something. Then you constantly keep hearing it. You're like, you know what? Let me try it out. Then you try it out and you still listen to it. Let me try it out. Then you realize that you got just a window. You ain't need a window of success. Like my channel saw a window of success. When I saw a window of success, I did video tours on my channel for 6 months. 6 months. I got my first millionaire listing it took me 6 months to get it. But it was that window of opportunity, that window win that was like, man, if I did this one time, I wonder how many times I could do this. You know what I'm saying? So it grows. Yourself. Then you start testing yourself. It grows. You know what I'm saying? And then you start having people around you that are positive thinkers as well. You know what I mean? It's all relative. It all comes together. You know what I'm saying? So, absolutely. I mean, man. But who motivated you? I mean, because you got an interesting story, man. Especially with anybody that survived Katrina, man. Because I think a lot of people forget how devastating. That changed the whole dynamic of Texas, man. That was major.
It did. And you know that's interesting because I ended up in Texas. A lot of my family and friends ended up in different states. My fiance at the time, who is now my wife of 17 years. She ended up in Memphis. I was in Dallas, so that was a challenge in itself. Shout out to Nicole and Aaron. Those are the people, like you say, you stayed on somebody's sofa. I did the same thing, man. And these folks were newlyweds at the time. Nicole was pregnant with a baby at the time, but they had the grace to allow me to stay on their couch. So, it's people like that, man, who even helped me along the way. That's motivation in itself. You might not have to say anything, but your gestures, go a very long way, man. People see what you do for them. And that sticks with me. They probably forgot all about it because they're kind people, But for me, man, that's something that has stuck with me for forever, and it will forever. But as far as motivation, man, it's always been people who I grew up with. Obviously my parents. My dad was a reader. My dad stayed in school his whole life. He was literally picking up a new trade from electrician to AC, HVAC stuff. My dad even went to barber school. He did all kind of things. So he was one of these people, man, who was an avid reader and an avid learner, And so he was a very motivational person for me. But also my mom, man. I watched my mom come up. I grew up in a very meager beginning, man. I grew up in a trailer park, initially until I was about 12 or 13 years old. We ended up moving into kind of a real house. But just watching my mom grind and come up and do things like that, man. But where I am now, you know, kind of looking back over it, a lot of my family, all the men on my dad's side of the family were entrepreneurs. All of them, you know. Gotcha. And so from every type of business, man, to one of my uncles was a chemist. Another one of my uncles was owned a nightclub, owned a barbershop, you know, all these different trades. My dad owned a few businesses throughout his life as well. I have an uncle who's probably one of the most successful HVAC people in Louisiana. You know, to this day, man, he's 60 plus years old, still going hard. You know, so it's hard workers who motivated me, who I was able to watch come up as men in my life. Yeah. And as a young person, one of my first jobs was working with my uncle, you know, installing air conditioners in homes and different things like that, right? So just having the opportunity to work hard motivated me. Mm-hmm. But when I look at where I am now, man, the professional circle that I've built around myself intentionally has been important, man, because there were times when you could just kind of let people walk in and out of your life, man. Your life can really be like a screen door, you know, to give an example. And that screen door could be unlocked and you could let people come in and you could let people go out. Or you could actually put a deadbolt on a real door and that could be how people come in and out of your life. And they only come in if you allow them access. Right? Oh, nice. You have to allow those people access into your life because ultimately, if it's just free flowing like a revolving door, then you're not really protecting your peace. You're not really protecting who you are as a person, right? And so with their presence in your life, you can allow some of the wrong things to come in. So if you allow the right people to come in your life, man, and start to be intentional about it, asking them for mentorship, asking them for advice, asking them for guidance, it will be, you can live the life that you want to live.